Hey, what's up, good people? I'm QC. Tonight on Talkin and Grubbin live digital show. This is a special one here. I'm going to break down NBA free agency, telling you what I think these big free agents are going to do and who would I want to pursue if I'm an NBA GM. So we're going to get into this heavy tonight. So now let's get into it. Let's kick the theme music. Hey, what's up, good people? I'm QC. Welcome to Talkin and Grubbin live digital show. How's everybody doing on this Thursday? I hope all y'all doing good. I'm doing good. Tonight is a special Talkin and Grubbin here. Tonight I'm doing NBA free agency as NBA free agency tips off at midnight Friday. So that's less than 4 hours from now. A lot of big names on the market. A lot of teams are definitely trying to pick them up for their services, especially a lot of contenders as they try to maximize their opportunity of competing for an NBA championship. Let's see who's in the chat first. Daniel Berry Sports Highlights. What's up, man? How you doing? Y'all subscribe to his channel. He does great sports highlights over there. What's up, Octavist? How you doing? Said Lakers for life. All right. Yeah, I'm definitely hearing Lakers are making big moves. They cut Malik Beasley and Mo Bamba. Hope I said his name right, but I didn't. I apologize. So both of them are free agents now. Got myself some ice cream here. I'm about to get into. But yeah, this is one of the biggest things in the NBA during the offseason. Free agency. To see which players are going to stay with their current teams or which players are going to move to a new team. Some players are looking to maximize their opportunity of competing for a title, while other players are trying to secure the bag, which I can't blame them. They want to put themselves in better position to take care of themselves and their families. Definitely some names that you need to keep your eye on, whether they're big names or smaller names. Excuse me. Had to finish this off. They want to get this melted under the lights. All right, tomorrow, NBA free agency is going to kick off. It's going to kick off at 6 p.m. My bad. I said midnight, but it's going to be 6 p.m. That's when players could start making agreements with teams. Of course, they got to wait a week until everything's official and they can put pen to paper and the ink dries. But also, what's up, Rising Rhino? How you doing? Thanks for joining me. Check out Rising Rhino's channel. He does the USFL as well as the CFL. You ask what? Well, just got done grubbing on a bowl of vanilla ice cream. Definitely in the house. But in speaking of free agency, some news broke an hour ago on, well, no, excuse me, a few hours ago on James Harden. We're about to get into that. We're going to get into that shortly. Let me see who else is in the chat. Yep, straight up vanilla. Rising Rhino. I was gonna do like an orange float, but I forgot to buy the orange pop. Forgot the orange pop. So that just messed up my plans, and I had to go straight vanilla. Yep, I had to go straight vanilla. Disappointed I forgot the orange pop. Very disappointed. So how everything's going with you, Rhino? Activist, you asked me who the Lakers are about to sign. I'm gonna get into that in a little bit. You said just relaxing right now, streaming Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. Okay, so make sure y'all check out Rising Rhino this weekend, as he'll be live for the USFL playoffs as well as the CFL. Go over there and check him out. Active, you said Lakers need 7 foot, 250 to 275-pound centers. Yeah, but that wouldn't be bad for them to pick up somebody, big to have size. That would take some of the punishment off of AD. Because, man, every time he went up against Jokic in the Western Conference Finals, AD got exposed and got abused. And plus, that took so much out of him on the offensive end. Says small ball is almost extinct. Yeah, it's starting. In some ways, it is starting to be extinct. A lot of teams are trying to go back to being big. And you definitely go, and the Nuggets proved that you can win big in a small ball era, because if you really think about it, the Nuggets, they were a very big team. And we ain't just talking about Jokic. You know, Aaron Gordon, he's a big guy. So is Michael Porter Jr. Even Kentavious Caldwell-Pope had size on him. The smallest guy out of all of them was Jamal Murray. But yeah, the Nuggets were more of a bigger team. So I think a lot of teams now are going to start going back to going big once again. But also, not only the Nuggets were big, they could still stretch the floor despite the fact they had size. That's a dangerous combination right there. Rising Ron, you said appreciate. You also said I'm sick of small ball. Looking at 6'3" power forwards. Yeah, I get what you're saying. But yeah, I definitely think to a certain extent, the NBA is a lot of NBA teams are now going to go back to going big once again. And we need that variety. I do kind of miss an old school big man that can post. Not knocking big men that can shoot threes and stay out on the perimeter, all that, but just want to see diversity. Just mix it up a little bit. I don't want seeing the same old thing gets redundant. It's like going to the same restaurant, you just keep on ordering cheeseburger. You know what I'm saying? You want to change it up a little bit. All right, I got to get into some news that broke a few hours ago. According to Adrian Wojnarowski, James Harden has picked up his option with the 76ers, but the 76ers are exploring a trade for James Harden. Now, myself personally, I thought Harden was not going to pick up his option and test the free agent market. But I think he did this not only so he can, still get his money from the 76. Well, not only to still get his money, but also get traded to the team that he wants to be traded to. Or just in case no team trades for him, he'll still have his option with the 76ers and he could just come back there this upcoming season. But this is definitely a surprise turn of events here. Didn't think Harden was going to do that, but he has done it. But the 76ers are still exploring the trade. The main reason why Harden wants out of Philly is because he felt he wasn't getting enough shots in Philly playing with Joel Embiid, Tyrese Maxey, Tobias Harris. In essence, Harden wants to be the man again. He wants to run the show. He wants to win with his team and he being the guy. That's all that boils down to. Harden can't coexist with other stars. Like, come on, how can't you coexist with Joel Embiid? A big man who can pass you the ball in your spots. Because a lot of people sleep on Joel Embiid's passing. He's a pretty good passer. He's not no dude just hogging it up all the time on the perimeter or in the post. He finds you and kicks it out to you in your spots. So how you can't coexist with that? You couldn't coexist with being the sixth man behind KD and Russell Westbrook in OKC, and you thrived in that role. You did a pretty good job in that role. Matter of fact, you were a key reason why the Thunder ended up going to the NBA Finals. But you didn't want to coexist with that. You wanted your own team. So the Thunder granted your wish. They sent you to Houston. Hey, you blew up. You became a superstar and you shined. But then you said you finally want to play for a championship, and you knew that the Rockets were rebuilding, that they were going to tank for a few years. Initially, you hustled your way out of Houston to go over to Brooklyn to reunite with KD and play alongside Kyrie Irving and later Ben Simmons, but that didn't work out. Of course, y'all ran into some bad luck due to injuries, but you couldn't coexist with them either. You didn't really have to do much with them. You didn't have to do much with KD and Kyrie. They were the main guys that were going to score. All you had to do was just basically find them in their spots where they were most comfortable getting their shot off. But you couldn't even coexist with them doing that. So you finessed your way out of Brooklyn, ended up going to Philly in a pretty good situation, a contending team, a championship team. You got a generational player in Embiid, who's an MVP candidate, who finally won his first MVP this year. Also, you had an up-and-coming star in Tyrese Maxey. You had a pretty good perimeter shooter in Tobias Harris. Now, of course, you had Danny Green last year, but that didn't work out. They go out and sign one of the best perimeter defenders in the NBA in PJ Tucker, who has championship experience, championship pedigree, who's been through a lot of playoff wars, who just came off of an Eastern Conference Finals appearance with the Heat. You guys were set up to at least get to the NBA Finals this year, if not win it, but y'all couldn't even do that. Y'all had a blunder against the Celtics where y'all choked away a 3-2 lead and couldn't close it out in game 6, where y'all basically had that game won, but you let Jason Tatum off the hook by letting him catch fire in that fourth quarter, and then y'all ended up getting embarrassed in game 7 in Boston. So that's what this is really about. James Harden cannot play with other stars. There are some stars out there that's like that can't coexist with other stars. He's not the only one, but he's definitely a shining example of this. He couldn't coexist in OKC with Kevin Durant and Russell Westbrook. Couldn't even coexist in Houston with Dwight Howard. Then couldn't coexist when he reunited with KD and teamed up with KD, and Kyrie in Brooklyn. Now he can't coexist with Embiid in Philly. And Doc Rivers even said he was the most difficult player to coach. But that's all this is about. James Harden does not want to play with other stars. He wants to be the man. He wants it to be his team. He feels, well, hey, if I can win a championship, I want to win as me being the guy, not being a role player, not being even a second option. I want to be the guy. But the late great Kobe Bryant said it, that James Harden's style will not win a championship. And he's definitely been proven right, because Harden still doesn't have a championship. And to me, I don't think he's really serious about winning a championship. He just wants to just be the guy and just wants to be the star, enjoy all the benefits of being a star, in my opinion. But that's what this whole thing is about. Harden does not want to share the spotlight with anybody else. He wants it to be all about him. Now, I done went off on my little tangent. Where will the 76ers trade him to? Now, we all know that Harden has been longing to go back to Houston because he definitely enjoyed the city during his time there. Also, of course, the food, they got a lot of barbecue joints down there in Texas. So definitely loves the food, judging by the way, he's been blowing up the last few years. He definitely loves the food down there. And also he has a lot of famous rappers that he's friends with down in Houston. So I definitely think they're going to do their best to try to get him back down to Houston. But far as contenders, where can James Harden go? I don't know, because I just said it. He can't coexist with other stars. And he's been on these teams that were contenders, championship caliber teams, and couldn't coexist or couldn't, be a star in his role. Like right here with Philly, contending team, championship caliber team. Least could have gotten to the finals this past season, if not win it, but they just imploded. And also, if he does get traded to Houston, can he share the spotlight with an ascending Jalen Green or ascending Kenyon Martin Jr.? Or will he try his best to, put his stamp on and let everybody know that he's the man in Houston? Got to think about that. But right now, it's hard for me to see James Harden being traded to a contender because he can't coexist with other superstars. I'm going to keep on driving that point home. He can't coexist with other stars or superstars. Like, okay, it's one thing, the whole OKC thing, that you couldn't coexist with Westbrook and KD because, hey, they were the guys. They were the stars on the team. So I get it. You didn't want to be in their shadow. But you got your own team in Houston and couldn't get over the hump with that team. Then you reunite with KD and joining alongside him with Kyrie in Brooklyn, y'all couldn't even get to an Eastern Conference Finals. Now, okay, 2021 wasn't y'all fault because you had your injury, Kyrie had his, but the next year, no way y'all should have been swept by. Well, no, excuse me. You finessed your way out of that situation, went to Philly with a superstar big man in Joel Embiid, who's been one of the best bigs ever since Shaq, who's a passing big man who definitely wanted you to shine along with him and was giving you your open looks when he passed it to you. And now you're saying that you can't get enough shots playing alongside him. So who's really at fault? Is it your old teammates or is it you? Okay, see somebody in the chat. Okay, Octavius said, sorry, that's the previous comment. You said Harden wants the trade because he can't find the strip club to the level of Onyx. You also said Nick Nurse requires playing hard-nosed defense, and Harden ain't trying to play nobody's defense, just dribble 15 seconds and jack up threes. That's true. I definitely think that's another reason why he wants out of Philly. Because Nick Nurse he didn't tolerate no BS. I mean, come on. This man coached Kawhi Leonard for a season. And he got him to buy in to a certain extent. And he definitely kept the Raptors in the playoffs and competitive after Kawhi left. And yes, Nick Nurse is definitely a hard-nosed defensive coach, and Harden does not play defense and doesn't want to. And I definitely think that's one of the main reasons why Doc Rivers said that Harden was hard to coach. Because he don't want to buy in. He wants to do everything his way. You also said, man, trade Harden to Taiwan. Orlando. Said Harden for Dame. They ain't making that move. Portland would not make that move. They'd be crazy. Nah, that wouldn't work either. Duh, you just being crazy now, Octavius. Come on, man. Harden for Zion. No. We don't know if Zion can keep his women issues under control in a whole nother state. He already has problems in the current state he's in now. Nah. The Clippers get fired for that move. Scarlet and Blue, what's up, man? You said, what would Bruce Brown bring to the Lakers? Not sure what he really does. I'm gonna get into that in a little bit when I get into this free agency talk, Scarlet and Blue. Man, you just coming up with some crazy scenarios for James Harden. Harden for Levine. You just coming up with some crazy ones, dude. Very crazy ones. You just come up with some crazy trade scenarios. All right, good people. I'm going to take a quick time out, let you hear a word from my partners at betus.com. I'll be right back.
Listen up, sports fans. Your favorite sportsbook, betus.com, is back for our 28th year of NFL action. With the industry's biggest sign-up bonus of up to 200%, BetUS offers our members the opportunity to cash in on all your favorite sports, including NFL, NBA, MLB, and more. We've also got hundreds of new casino games, including the coolest new European slots, and our live dealers are waiting for you at the table. Sign up at betus.com today to get into the action. BetUS, where the game begins. Listen up, sports fans. Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back for our 28th year of NFL action. With the industry's biggest sign-up bonus of up to 200%, BetUS offers our members the opportunity to cash in on all your favorite sports, including NFL, NBA, MLB, and more. We've also got hundreds of new casino games, including the coolest new European slots, and our live dealers are waiting for you at the table. Sign up at BetUS.com today to get into the action. BetUS, where the game begins.
All right, my apologies, good people. Okay, if you're looking for a great sports book that'll give you multiple chances to win, BetUS is the one for you. Copy and paste the link right there, and it'll take you right up to the sign up page. After you put down your first deposit, you'll get a 125% sign up bonus. Matter of fact, let me put it down in the chat. Right there's the promo code join125. You have more opportunities to bet, more chances to win, and you'll get easy payouts with your winnings. BetUS, where the game begins. Okay, let me see. Scarlet and Blue, you said Zion is stuck in New Orleans, especially since they were dumb enough to offer him the max. Oops, there we go. All right. Let's get down to the nitty gritty of what I wanted to talk about tonight. And that is NBA free agency. NBA free agency is going to tip off tomorrow at 6:30. And there's definitely some big names out there. Well, this is from last night. James Harden, we all know he picked up his option with the 76ers, but it's exploring a trade. Kyrie Irving is out there for the Dallas Mavericks. Now, there's rumors that he'll either resign with the Mavericks or maybe even the Phoenix Suns, according to multiple rumors, that he will meet with the Suns at the start of free agency tomorrow. Draymond Green is out there of the Golden State Warriors. Now, rumor has it that he may go back to the Warriors, but there are definitely a lot of contenders looking at him, including the Miami Heat and Sacramento Kings, Fred VanVleet, the sharpshooter of the Toronto Raptors. He's looking for at least a 2-year deal in order to leave Toronto for a new team. Brook Lopez is out there. Great shooting big man, as well as his teammate Chris Middleton. Now, Chris Middleton, he was definitely ascending, especially after the run he had a couple of years ago in the NBA Finals, where he had big games, and he was very key to the Bucks coming back from that 2-0 deficit against the Suns and winning the championship. But the last couple of years, he's been hit by injury, so he's a major question mark out there in free agency. What teams will want to pick him up due to his injury history? Or how much will he get from the Bucks? Now, Brook Lopez, on the other hand, a lot of teams are going to look at him. They're definitely going to throw the bag at him bag at Lopez to join their team. He's a great defender, great rebounder, great shooter from the perimeter, even though he didn't start off in the NBA with that. But still, he can light it up from the three-point line. And he was also second in Defensive Player of the Year voted. But ultimately, I think he's going to stay with the Bucks. He's very comfortable there. You know, he definitely enjoys playing with Giannis. I can't see Brook Lopez going anywhere. Plus, they just got a new coach. So I think he wants to see how that's going to work out with the new coach. with Adrian Griffin. They want to see. I think he wants to see what he has in store for the Bucks, and especially him, how he's going to use him in Griffin's system. Milton, I think the Bucks bring him back on a cheaper deal. Kyrie, he's either going to re-sign with Dallas or he may go to Phoenix and want to reunite with KD to see if they can finally run it back. Well, try to get it, over there, especially after they came up short in Brooklyn. Or he may be looking at the Lakers to reunite with LeBron James. Of course, he and LeBron won the NBA title with my Cavs back in 2016. Now, during their time together in Cleveland, Kyrie had his issues with LeBron. He definitely wanted to be the man. He wanted it to be his team, but then he found out it wasn't easy once he got traded to the Celtics. He found out how hard it was to lead his own team, and he and LeBron met up with each other in LA to apologize, for him to apologize, to clear the air. Now, they've been good ever since, and they probably wouldn't mind playing with each other once again. Now, Draymond, I think he would really want to go back to the Warriors now that they traded for CP3 to see what it'd be like to play with him. Another future Hall of Famer. So I wouldn't be surprised if that happened. But if he were to leave Golden State, I think he either would go to the Lakers, since he and LeBron are pretty good friends, or go to Sacramento, since they got a pretty up and coming team. And also Mike Brown is the head coach. He was under him for years while Mike Brown was an assistant with the Warriors. So maybe he wouldn't mind reuniting with Mike Brown again. But I definitely think he would want to stay in California. But if he were to go east, I could definitely see him going to the Heat. They've already got a team that's set up to contend for championships with Jimmy Butler, Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero. They've already got a system that's ran by Eric Spoelstra. Definitely got the ultimate front office exec in Pat Riley. So that would be a pretty good situation for him there if he wanted to go east. All right, also, here's some notable restricted free agents. Austin Reeves. The Lakers definitely love him. He's definitely been balling ever since he's come up from the G League. Also, his teammate Rui Hachimura. Hachimura had a pretty good playoff run last year. He had some big games in the playoffs. Cameron Johnson of the Brooklyn Nets. I think the Nets 9 times out of 10 are going to want to keep him. Grant Williams with the Boston Celtics. I think he re-signs with the Celtics, especially now they've got Kristaps Porzingis. And also, he definitely fits well in that system with Joe Mazzulla. Miles Bridges. I heard the Cavs are interested in him. It'll be interesting to see if any team picks him up. Now, Miles Bridges, he's been out of the NBA for over a year due to the fact he was suspended due to that domestic violence incident with his wife in front of their 2 kids over a year or almost 2 years ago. So, question is, will teams want to pick him up due to that situation in his past, and can he prove to whichever team it is that he's learned from his mistakes and he's redeemed himself? because a lot of teams are definitely going to factor into that. How much remorse does he show for his actions? Also, they're going to definitely keep their eye on to see if he's really genuine and that he's really changed his ways from that situation. So that's going to be interesting to see. But definitely expect teams to throw the bag at Austin Reeves because he definitely came on the last couple of years for the Lakers. He's a pretty good shooter. He's a great perimeter defender, and he just gets down and dirty. Any contender would want that. So I expect teams to definitely try to throw the bag at him. But of course, he's restricted. The Lakers can match any offer sheet that they throw at Reeves. Hachimura, I definitely think they want to keep him after what he did in the playoffs last year. So I definitely think that they're going to try to keep those two. But also, there's some analysts out there saying that teams should avoid paying Austin Reeves big money in free agency. And also, I've heard, according to multiple reports out of LA, that the Lakers have made qualifying offers to Reeves and Hachimura. And of course, with the restricted free agents, their current team can match any offer sheet by any other team in order to retain them. Or if they don't, they can just let them walk in free agency. But all right, good people, I'm going to take another quick timeout. I'll be right back and let you know what player I would pick and player or players I would pick in free agency if I were a GM. You don't want to miss that. So I'll be right back and don't go away.
Your favorite sportsbook, BetUS.com, is back for our 28th year of NFL action. With the industry's biggest sign-up bonus of up to 200%, BetUS offers our members the opportunity to cash in on all your favorite sports, including NFL, NBA, MLB, and more. Sign up at BetUS.com today to get into the action.
All right, I'm back, good people. Hey, Michelle, how you been? Thanks for joining me. What you been up to? Hey, Maya, how you been? How you doing tonight? Thanks for joining me. Definitely appreciate y'all joining me here on this live. All right, now before I stepped away, I was teasing which players I would go after in free agency if I were a GM. The first one would be Kyrie Irving. And let me tell you why. Kyrie, he's a dynamic player. He's a superstar guard despite his injuries. Now, the off the court stuff, to me, he was getting ripped. To me, the media definitely railroaded him on that for no reason, in my opinion. Because I mean, all he did was share a link to a movie. There have been players who said worse, and nobody went that hard on him. But they went hard over him over a link. And also, that movie got, that link, the media talking about it, especially the sports media, NBA media, gave that movie more publicity. But still, it doesn't take away his talent. He's a great point guard. I mean, come on, he's a shooter. He can break down defenses, get through double teams. Of course, he's a great shooter, great ball handler, and that's definitely somebody you can win a championship with or compete for championships with, as we saw during his time here in Cleveland. Downside with Kyrie, though, is his injury history. Can he be available enough for you to get to that ultimate goal? Yeah, some of it's been a lot of it has been injuries. So you definitely question, can he stay on the court enough to, be available and put you in a position to contend and win championships? That's just the only issue with Kyrie is his availability. Can he be there? That's the main issue. Can he be there? Another player I would go after, Fred VanVleet. I think he's definitely underrated, even though he's been an all-star. He's a great shooter. He's a pretty good perimeter defender. He's an NBA champion like Kyrie. I mean, come on. He definitely was the key factor in that game 6 in the NBA Finals a few years ago against the Warriors, as he knocked down big shot after big shot in that game 6 off the bench. Matter of fact, he had 20 plus? Yeah, he had 20 plus points in that game 6. So we all know he can definitely light it up from 3. He's a pretty good ball handler. Also, he can get to the rim, but he's definitely a knockdown shooter. If you need a big shot, you definitely go to Fred VanVleet. And he's a great locker room guy. A lot of his teammates loved him. Well, in Toronto definitely loved him, whether it was a Kyle Lowry or DeMar DeRozan, excuse me. He's very beloved. He's a great locker room guy. Definitely a guy that every contender needs. You definitely need that type of guy that's popular with the locker room. Sorry about that. Okay, I'm looking at this poll right now here in the chat on YouTube, and 75% of you voted other players. Draymond Green got 17%, James Harden got 8%, while Kyrie got 0. Wow. Sorry about that. My apologies. Putting on the audio in the background. But wow. That's how y'all really feel. All right, good people. I'm going to take a quick pause. I'll be right back. All right, I'm back, good people. Sorry about that. All right, now there's some other free agents that I'm on the lookout for. Now, some of these are not major names here in free agency, but definitely looking out for which team can help. Also, Scarlet and Blue asked me about Bruce Brown earlier. What can he bring to the Lakers? Now, look, you're a Lakers fan. You saw what Bruce Brown could do up close in that Western Conference Finals. He's a pretty good defender. He can knock down big shots. He also can. He's also a pretty good scorer. He can definitely come off the bench and give you a good 12 to 15 points. Matter of fact, in that game 4 of the NBA Finals, he was the main reason why the Nuggets definitely put their foot on the gas and ended up closing out that game. He had hit big shot after big shot in that fourth quarter. He scored what? About 18 to 20 plus points in that game 4. So you definitely need somebody like that, especially in the playoffs. So that's what he brings to the table. Bruce Brown can bring the shooting. He can bring the defense. He can get you steals. He can definitely knock down key shots. So any team, if another contender gets him and he doesn't go back to the Nuggets, if the Lakers can get him, oh, you never know. Y'all could be definitely one of the best teams in the West next year. If you get him, y'all would be getting a pretty good shooter off the bench. And that would definitely bolster the Lakers bench. Because they definitely liked the shooter in that Western Conference Finals last year against Denver, in my opinion. All right, now here's some other key free agents I'm looking out for to see what they're going to do. D'Angelo Russell, he's an unrestricted free agent, but the Lakers have his bird right, so that means they could go over the cap to re-sign him. Also, Jeremiah Grant, he's an unrestricted free agent with Portland. They can definitely go over the cap to re-sign him. Malik Beasley, the Lakers just cut him today, so I want to see where he goes next. Also, Dylan Brooks, as we all know, after the Grizzlies lost in the first round to the Lakers, the Grizzlies decided to let him go. So definitely curious to see what he's going to do, where he's going to go. Now, we all know that Brooks likes to talk his trash. He's definitely a gritty defender, but sometimes his head is not on straight. So if he can get on the right team and be around some veterans, I think he could definitely straighten out. Because he's a pretty serviceable player to a contender, but he's got to change his mindset. Kelly Oubre, he's an unrestricted free agent of the Hornets. Small forward. Definitely anxious to see where he goes. He's a pretty nice small forward. He can definitely be a nice addition to a playoff team or a contender. Jay Crowder, another pretty good perimeter defender. Definitely curious to see where he goes. He can definitely help out a contender. Seth Curry, he's an unrestricted free agent for the Nets. They have his bird right, so they might re-sign him. But if they don't, I'll be anxious to see where he goes. He's pretty solid. He's a pretty good shooter. He may not be the star that Steph is, but he's not a scrub either. Definitely not a scrub. Lonnie Walker, he's also an unrestricted free agent with the Lakers. He had some nice games in the playoffs last year. Also, Curious to see where Cam Reddish goes. He's a restricted free agent with the Blazers. Dante DiVincenzo, he's an unrestricted free agent with the Warriors. I'm curious to see where he's going to go. If he can go to a contender, he can definitely be pretty serviceable. He was very serviceable with the Bucks when they won their championship a couple of years ago. Also, the old man Jeff Green finally won his NBA championship ring with the Nuggets. Question is, will he go back to the Nuggets for a repeat, or will he try to cash in with another contender for another opportunity for a title, or will he just hang up his sneakers and call it a career? George Niang, another one. He's a pretty good shooter, perimeter defender with the 76ers. He's an unrestricted free agent. So anxious to see, will he stay in Philly or will he go to another team? If he can latch on to another contender, man, they'll be getting a hell of a shooter. He can knock down some big shots for you. He can light it up like it's nobody's business. Definitely can light it up. All right, so those are the players I'm keeping my eye on. That may not be big names, but they could definitely be pretty serviceable for some playoff teams as well as some contending teams. Also, if you would like to support the channel, you can support the channel via Cash App or PayPal. There's the Cash App cash tag, $ Talkin and Grubbin. Also, here's the PayPal email address, talkinandgrubbin@gmail.com. Any donations you give to the channel, I greatly appreciate it. I definitely appreciate everyone who has supported this channel, past and present. Definitely appreciate you. I just want to say thank you. Just like I want to thank everybody for tuning in to this live tonight. Whether you tuned in on YouTube, Facebook, Twitter, or Twitch, I greatly appreciate it. I just appreciate y'all taking time out your night, hanging out with me for a while. I greatly appreciate it. I'm going to be back tomorrow night at 8 o'clock with another edition of Talkin and Grubbin Live Digital Show. Is a free-for-all Friday. So there's going to be some random things I'm going to talk about. Oh, and also, make sure you cop the merch from the Teespring store. Let me show you right quick before I get out of here and wrap things up. I will be adding some more items to the store. Here we go. Okay, got the Coach jacket, t-shirts, ugly hoodies and sweatshirts for the holiday, glasses, coffee mugs, hoodies, long sleeve t-shirts, face mask, socks, t-shirts for women. So make sure you cop the merch from the Teespring store. Let me give y'all the link. Offering some pretty good discounts as well for the summer. So there's the link. Copy and paste that. It'll take you right there to the Teespring store. Also, I'm offering $10 off throughout the summer. Type in the promo code 23. Also, I'm giving $20 off. Type in the promo code SummerJam. Or you can get 30% off by typing in the promo code NY23. And this is about to end tomorrow. You can type in the promo code PERK20. I mean, PERK40, excuse me. My bad. I'm always offering free shipping. Just type in the promo code Teespring. And I definitely appreciate everyone supporting the store and copping the merch. Greatly appreciated. But all right, y'all, I'm about to get out of here. Thank y'all for joining me. I will be back tomorrow at 8 o'clock. It's a free-for-all Friday. Can't wait to cap off this week. Just some random things I've been wanting to talk about. So until then, y'all have a good one. Love y'all to life. Salute. Y'all be safe. Enjoy the rest of your night and enjoy your day. I'm out. I'll see y'all tomorrow.